Welcome to the lecture. Today we will see variables in Python. So you have already seen that what the variables are in C language. So what is a variable? A variable is a one type of container. Suppose this box is my one type of container, and in that container I am storing one value. So suppose my value is 2. Now I am giving a name to this container. So that name will be your variable name. So how to declare variables in Python? Unlike C and Java, over here in Python, when you are declaring the variable, first time when you are declaring the variable, so in first time also you do not have to mention the data type. Directly it will take the data type by itself. Python will take the data type by itself. So I have to write like this, that is my variable name, equals to is my assignment operator and my integer value 5. Y as the variable, equals to as my assignment operator and my string value. And I can then print my value of x and y. So let's see this. Suppose I am giving the value of x equals to 5 and I am running this code. Then you can see that there is the no output. So for viewing the output, I have to print the value of x. So I am writing like this, that is print x. In the previous session, we have directly written that is 4 into 3 into something. So suppose I am writing 4 into 3, then it is giving me the value as 12. But if I am storing this value in my variable, then you can't get the output directly. So if you want to view the output, so this 4 into 3, that is the 12 answer is stored in my variable x, and then to view the output you have to print the value of variable x. Over here my data type of the x is integer. So let's cross verify that what is the type of the x in Python. So I will check that. I will ask Python that, hey Python, what is the type of x? Then it is giving me the answer as it is of type integer over here. So it is giving me answer as class integer. So this my variable is of type integer. So using this particular type function, I can check the type of any variable. Now let's declare the value of the variable as a string. So I'm taking the variable value as string, that is I'm writing hello, and I'm printing the value of variable, and I'm also checking the type of the variable. So let's run this code, and now it is showing me as its value is printing as hello and its type is string. So Python is very intelligent that it is taking its type by its own. We do not have to mention the data type in Python when we are creating the variable. Now in Python there are data types available. So which are the different data types in Python? So different data types in Python is categorized as the primitive type and the non-primitive type. So the first one is the primitive type. In primitive type, we have the numeric type, string, and boolean. In the non-primitive type, we have list, arrays, tuples, and sets. So this non-primitive type we also call as the data structures because it has different operations available. So let's start one by one. The built-in data types in Python. These all are the built-in data types in Python. So let's start with the first one, that is the none type. Then comes the numeric type. In that we have again three categories, integer, float, and complex. Then comes the sequence type, then sets, and then mappings. So starting one by one, first is the none type. So starting with the none type, what the none type is? None type is represents an object that does not contain any value. So in Java, you have the null object, N-U-L-L. In Java, you have the null object. Similarly, in Python, over here, we have the none object, that is N-O-N-E. So whenever I am declaring a variable as a none, that is N-O-N-E, then the data type of the variable is, that is the none type. So how can you check the data type of the variable by using the type function. So I'm writing print type of A. So it is giving me, it is of none type. So this none type is one of the data type in Python. Now next come is the numeric type. In numeric type we have three categories: integer, float and complex. Over here the integer is the data type, and it is the data type without any decimal point or the fraction. So we can declare integer as the positive number also, as the negative number also, and as 0 also. So over here I have written a equals to 5, minus 30 and c equals to 0. And I am printing the type of all the three variables and I am getting the answer as integer. Now the next is the float type. It means the fraction type. So over here I am giving, suppose the value as 5.67 995 like this. And I am also giving the exponent value, that is I am giving suppose 30.55 e to the power 3. So let's check the type of A and B now. I am running this code and it is giving me the answer as float and float. So like this you can write the float type. So in Python, after decimal point, Python supports the 15 different digits after the decimal point. Over here in Python, the range of the integer is very large in Python compared to the C and Java language. Now next is the Boolean type. In the Boolean type, what you have to write? The Boolean type has only two values, either the true or false. So I am writing, that is my variable d, and I am writing the keyword as true. Whatever keyword are there in Python, it will be highlighted in the bold green color in this Jupyter notebook. So this is my d variable and I am printing now the type of d. So you can check the type of d is Boolean. It has only two values, true and false. So you can check again, the type is Boolean. Now the next is the sequence type. In sequence type, again there are multiple categories. So first one is the Python string, bytes, byte array, list, tuple and range. So let's see one by one. First one is the Python string. Why it is called sequence? Because it is the collection of the different letters. It is not the single digits. So it is the sequence of letters. So these are called the sequence type. So what is this string? It is the sequence of characters. So it is present in the sequence type. So my first one is the string. So I'm writing two strings, that is S1 and S2. Now I'm checking the type of the string. So I will write, let's check the type of the string, and I'm writing print type S1. So it is giving me as the string. Now I can perform various operations on the string, that is the concatenation operation. So I can write S1 plus S2. So what is this S1 plus S2? This plus operator will act as the concatenation operator. So both the strings gets merged, two string gets merged. I can write the star symbol also if I write like this, that is S1 star 2. So what is this? It is the repetition operator. So when you are performing plus and star with string, so plus will act as the concatenation rather than the addition, and star will act as the repetition operator rather than the multiplication. So my string 1 gets multiplied 2 times. It means it is repeating 2 times. So I am getting my final string as 2 times the string 1. So this was the string. Now comes the bytes. What is this bytes? So byte data type represents a group of byte numbers, just like an array does. So it is the positive numbers from between 0 to 255. So over here, suppose I am declaring the elements in the square bracket. So this is what called my list is. We will see today what is the list. And to convert this list into bytes, I am writing bytes, that is into bracket, I am passing the elements. So this will be converted into bytes. So let's check the type of X, that is print type of X, and I am getting the type as bytes. Also over here, you can change, you can do the explicit type conversion. Suppose I am having integer A. So I'm writing a equals to suppose 5 over here, and suppose I'm printing the type of a. So I'm writing print type of a like this. So it is of type integer. If I want to convert a into string, so suppose I'm writing that is b equals to string of a. So we are doing over here the explicit type conversion. Now let's check the type of a. Okay, I have stored in my variable b, so I will check the type of variable b. So it is showing me as string. Similarly, you can also convert a string into the integer. So string is always written either in the double quotes or in the single quotes. So suppose I am writing the 5 in the double quotes, and I want to convert now this string into integer. So what I will write? So I will write that is b equals to integer of a, and now I am checking the type of b. So it is giving me as integer. So a is of type string. From string to I have converted into the integer. That is the explicit type conversion, and then I am printing the value of b. Now next is the byte array. Similarly, we have done in bytes. Over here we have to write byte array. So byte array data type represents the group of byte numbers, just like the byte does, but the main difference is the type array cannot be modified, but the byte array type can be modified. So if you want to print a single element from this byte array, then you can write like this, that is x of index position 1. So it will give me the answer as 20, because 10 is present at index position 0, 20 is at index position 1, then 2 and 3. So I am printing the element at index position 1. So you can also change this element, and I am writing 50 like this. And let's see what happens. So it is showing me that bytes object does not support the item assignment, because I'm over here trying to change the element in the bytes array. So it is not allowing me, and it is throwing an error that is does not support the item assignment. But over here, if I'm writing like this, that is x of 1, it is giving me the answer in of index position 1. So if I'm now trying to change, instead of 20 I want 80, and I'm running this code, and suppose I am printing the value, that is print x, then see it is not throwing an error. So what is the difference between byte and byte array? In byte you can't modify the values, whereas in the byte array you can modify the values. So again you can check the type of x. So it is showing me it is type of byte array. Now next comes is the list. So suppose I am declaring my variable as the my list. List is always declared in the square brackets. So in list you can give any values. It can be a combination of integer, float, and the string value like this. Now let's check the type of my list variable. So it is giving me the type as list. In everywhere when we are checking the type, it is showing like class and then the data type. So everything in Python is like class and object type. So over here again it is showing me the data type as the list. What is list? It is an ordered sequence of values where each value is identified by an index. So it is the ordered sequence. So identified by the index means the first position is at index 0, second position it is index 1, and third position is at index 2. So suppose I want to print the my list which is present at index position 2, then you have to write like this, the variable name, that is the my list, into the square bracket, just give the index number. So it is showing me the number as the string value at index position 2, that is the height. Now next is tuple. What is tuple? A tuple is similar to the list in many ways. So like list, tuples can also contain the collection of many items of the different data types. So I'm copying this my list. Like that, you can also declare the tuple, but the difference is list is declared in the square brackets. Instead of square bracket, if you are writing the rounded brackets, then it will be your tuple now. So suppose I'm changing my variable, that is I'm writing that is my tuple. Now let's check the type of my tuple. So it is giving me the type as tuple. So what is the difference between list and tuple? In list, you can modify the any element, whereas in tuple, you can't modify the element. So in list, I want to modify the element at index position 2, and I want to give the value as suppose 89. So I'm running this code. Now, if I want to view the output, then what I have to do? I have to do like this, that is print my list. Then you can see over here at index position, previously my value was string value, that is hi, and now I have changed the value by assigning a new value to the my list at index position 2. So it is showing me my new value like this. But if you do the same thing with the tuple, then tuple will not allow. So over here, suppose I am writing the my tuple as the variable, and suppose at index position 2 I want to change the value. Then let's see what happens. So it is throwing an error. It is showing that tuple object does not support the item assignment. So you can't change the values in the tuple as the data type. Next is the range data type. In range, it represents the sequence of numbers. Suppose I want a range between 1 to 10, or I want the range between 20 to 30. Then you can specify the range in Python. So over here, I am specifying the range with the range as the data type. So you have to write range, and you want the range from 0 to 10, and you are storing that value in R. So suppose I am printing that print R, then it is showing me the output as range of 0, 10. Over here, I want to print all the elements in R turn by turn. So they are writing the for loop. For I is my variable. We will see the for loop later. In R, and I want to print R. So it is showing that this is the range 0 to 10, and I am printing all the values between 0 to 10. So I will get the value like this, that is 0 to 9. 10 will be excluded, so I will get the values from 0 to 9. If you want the values from 10 to 20, then you have to write like this 10 comma 21 like this, and just run the code. So over here you can see that you are getting the values from 10 to 20. So 21 will be excluded, and you will get the answer from 10 to 20. So what is this in the range? At first position you have to mention the starting index, and the last position you have to mention the ending one. And if you are not mentioning any value like this, so it will take starting from the 0, and this will be your ending one. Now we will set the sets. We will see the sets. What is set? It is the unordered collection of the list, unordered collection of the elements. So what was list and tuple? That both are the ordered collection of the elements. And now sets is the unordered collection of the elements. So over here, if I want to represent the sets, then I can write like this. That is, let's add a new cell. For declaring the set, I have to make use of curly bracket. For list, it was square bracket. For tuple, it was rounded brackets. And now for set, it is curly bracket. And you can print the value of S. So you can see over here, my set is unordered. So in the order that I have mentioned the set, I am not getting the output in the same order. Over here, the order is changed. You can see over here, 40 is first, 10 is somewhere in between, and then 20 and 30. So it is out of order. So what is set? Set is the unordered collection of the elements. Similarly, there are two types, set and frozen set. What is the difference between two? In the set, you can modify the value. In the frozen set, over here, we cannot modify the values. So this was the set and the frozen set. Now next comes the mapping. So what is mapping? A map represents a group of elements to form a key and value pairs. So dictionary data type is one of the data type which is present in the mapping type. So in dictionary, there are some key and its values. Till now we have seen all the ordered and the unordered elements. Now comes the data type which contains some key and its value pairs. So over here I have declared one variable, that is the my dictionary, and in the curly brackets I have to give the key. This is my key and my value of this key is apple. This is my second key and my value of the key is ball. So 1 and apple are the key and value, 2 and ball are the key and value. That both we have to separate it by a comma sign. And I am printing this my dictionary. So I am getting the value like this. So in my dictionary, you can print the different values. So if you want to access the values which have key as 2, then let's see how to access that. So I will write my variable name, that is the my dictionary. Into this square bracket you have to mention the key value. Over here my key value is 2, so I'm running this code and I'm getting the output as the value of that key. You can also give the value and the key in the different form like this. You can also give the key positions in terms of string also. So over here I am writing apple and I am writing the value as I all, and ball is my again key, and now I am writing its value as 2. So over here I have changed that suppose this is my key. You can make use of single quote or double quote any way you can you want to do in string. So a double quotes is also good, single quotes is also good. So what is apple now? It is my key value, but it is now in the form of string. And what is ball now? Again, it is my key value, but it is now in form of string again. So the first, this key have my value, this high all, and this is my again key, and its value is my 2, that is the integer value. Now I am printing this my dictionary and I am getting the output like this. Now I want to access the value of the key apple. So how I will write? I will write like this, that is the my dictionary as the variable. Into the square bracket you have to mention the key name. What is my key name is? So I am writing apple as my key name. So what output should I get? So the output should I get is the high all. So let's run this code and I'm getting the output as high all like this. So what is mapping? In mapping we have the dictionary type. So it maps the key and its values. So we have the mapping like this, key with its values. So the summary part, what is list? It is the collection which is ordered and we can change it. So it is changeable and it allows the duplicate members. Tuple is also ordered and ordered, but it is unchangeable. But tuple also allows the duplicate members. What is set? Set is a collection of unordered. It is unindexed, but it does not allow the duplicate members. Dictionary is also unordered, but it is changeable. It is indexed also because it has the key and its value pairs, and it has no duplicate members. It can't support two duplicate values. So over here, if I am writing the second duplicate value as again bold like this, the key value, and I'm writing its value as 3. So let's run this code. So I'm getting this value. So you can see over here, it does not allow the duplicate values. So even if I have written the bool 2 times, so it is overlapping these bool equals to 2, and it is only considering the one value of the bool. So we can't write the duplicate values in the dictionary and in the sets. So this was all about the data types in Python. Next time we will study the branching in Python. So one more thing, what I have written over here, it is the markdown. So you can also write the text related to your code. It is the optional one. You just focus on the codes first, then you can do all such things. So if you select from this drop down menu the markdown, then you can do like this, write the hash and write whatever you want to do. That is, I'm writing commands. So, and I'm running this one, so it will convert it into my text. So this is my first heading, this is my second heading, third heading. Like this, you can give the headings and you can write the text in your Jupyter notebook. So keeping it till here. Thank you all.